Hi, this is Russell O'Rourke, and welcome to another edition of my Killer Contract Clause webinar short series, Getting Paid on Time Using Private Project Notices of Furnishing. Today's webinar short discusses what is a notice of furnishing, how do you serve one properly, when do you serve it, why do you serve it, and a series of what-if questions with short answers. Now the fine print. There's always fine print with lawyers, isn't there? This webinar short is not meant to be all-inclusive or comprehensive. We are not rendering any legal or professional advice by way of this webinar short, and we're not creating an attorney-client relationship. The application of the laws and issues discussed here is very fact-sensitive and different for each case, so for a proper analysis, please consult with your attorney. What is a notice of furnishing? It's a letter prescribed by Ohio statute, and it's sent by subcontractors and suppliers to the project owner or to a designee if there is one, and to the original contractor if you're a subcontractor or a supplier to a sub. The document tells the owner and the contractor who you are, what you're supplying, who you're supplying it to, when you started supplying it, so they can assure that you're paid, or if they don't, risk having a mechanics lien filed on their project. Now, how do you serve it? This actually is a question with a two-part answer. The best way to serve a notice of furnishing is to follow the statute and send it by certified mail. You can serve it other ways, but certified mail is by far the best. That answer begs the question, though, who are all the required parties? For that answer, you need to see the notice of commencement. So what is a notice of commencement and where do I get one? It's a document prepared by the project owner. Now, the owner can be the fee owner, the one who actually owns the real estate, or if a tenant is doing the work, the tenant. It'll be filed with the county recorder. You can get one of these by sending a written request to the owner, but of course you need to know who the owner is, or by searching the county recorder's records. Again, you'll need to know who the owner is. Maybe you get away with just the contractor, but still, it's searching. Now, why do I need to see this? Because it contains all the secrets you need to know to serve your notice of furnishing and, if you're not paid, ultimately to file your mechanics lien. It says a description of the project, the name of the owner, the name of the designee if there is one, the name of the original contractor, or sometimes there's more than one, so contractors, and a legal description. You need a legal description for the lien. Now, you use the notice of commencement to prepare your notice of furnishing. Taking the information we just talked about, you then prepare your document and send it to the project owner, the owner's designee if there is one instead of the project owner, and the original contractor maybe, and your prime contractor if you're a sub or a supplier to a sub. You don't actually need to send it to another subcontractor, but it may be helpful. Now, you send it by certified mail to all the required parties and stick in the same envelope a request for notice of commencement. It's always helpful to ask for one, even if you already have one, because you'd like to receive it from then. Now, after that, there may be some different information that you find if you get a notice of commencement back from them. If there is, immediately fix your notice of furnishing and serve it all over again. When do you serve it? Well, that has two answers too. First, you have to figure out what the primary purpose of serving the notice of furnishing is. It's to get noticed, get in the payment stream, and to get paid on time. The secondary purpose is to have the right to file a mechanics lien if you aren't paid on time. So, for the primary purpose, the earlier the better, and better late than never. For the secondary purpose, actually having the right to file a mechanics lien, for full lien rights, you need to serve your notice of furnishing within 21 days of your first work on the project. But again, if you're late, better late than never. Well, what if you are late? Even if you are, doing it might get you in the payment stream and get you paid now, and at least you'll have lien rights for the time period starting 21 days before you served it. And if you are paid some but not all of your money, try to apply it to the payment of your invoices that are prior to the time you served the notice of furnishing. It actually may cure your late filing. Now, what if there's no notice of commencement? That's a hard one to assure yourself of. If you're absolutely certain that there is no NOC filed, then you don't have to serve a notice of furnishing for lien rights. But keep in mind that the primary purpose of serving the notice of furnishing is to get notice, get in the payment stream, and get paid on time. So even if there isn't one, serve your notice of furnishing. Why serve it? Well, we've been talking about that through this entire webinar short. It lets the owner and the contractor know that you are on their project. It gets them interested in assuring that you're paid, and it gets them to ask for your lien waiver. So the owner is going to pay the contractor. They're going to ask the contractor for your lien waiver before they pay them. Now, to be sure you're doing this right, watch the lien waiver webinar short. What if you don't have a notice of commencement, or you didn't have it when you served your notice of furnishing? Well, if you don't have it at all, search for it on the County Recorder's website, do research, make telephone calls, try and find it. If you still can't find it, well, then use your best guess. Serve it on who you think the right people are. Be very careful, though, because if you serve it on people who aren't the right people, they can just throw it away, and you'll not have properly served your notice of furnishing, and you'll be in trouble. What if you send your notice of furnishing out with a request for notice of commencement, and then you find out your information was wrong? Go back and fix it. No matter how you find out your information is wrong, go back and fix it. What if you're wrong and you never found out? Well, you may not have lien rights, and you may not be in the payment stream. What if you've done everything right and you still aren't paid? Well, at that point, now you want to consider filing a mechanics lien. So, upcoming webinar shorts: getting paid on time on public projects using notices of furnishing, finding the notice of commencement. If you're not paid, private project mechanics liens. If you're working on public project mechanics liens, and public project bond claims. If you're on a federal project bond claims. Getting paid on time, checking their record before you bid to them or sell to them, or even extend more credit to them. Then there's contingent payment clauses in your contract, pay if paid and pay when paid clauses. Retainage, your rights, such as they are, what the law is, and our reform efforts. Lien waivers, the good, the bad, and the ugly. They can really take advantage of you. Indemnification and insurance clauses, and what's in your contract, the perils of the flow down clause. There's a number of others, but these are the next ones upcoming. In addition to our webinar shorts, we offer our free Killer Contract Clause webinar series, full-length webinars for a more in-depth discussion on a different topic every week. We record them and publish them in our ConstructionCreditNews.com webinar library. To receive your free link, register using the form next to this video, or go to www.tinyurl.com/CF7BDNL. Hope to see you at our webinars.